So good morning, Tamer.
How are you?
So good morning, everybody. So let me remind you the second part of this class of today, that after our break, we will work in this exercise. Remember that the people that can't attend this class for today, it's mandatory to do these exercises for being assessment about the Cloud Healthy project and indeed the course of maximizing your chance of being hired. So it's very important to focus on this. The group that they are attending this class, your attendees that they are here attending the course, is remember that you satisfy you are going to work in this exercise. So it's not necessary to send anything, but for the rest of the people. So you need to accomplish the tasks for even though you remember that you can skip classes, but however you carry out the different tasks, and one of them is the main activity for today. So let's start by explaining this task for today, that we are working groups, so are going to be there by working, helping you. I'll talk with Tamer how we handle today this exercise. So the idea for today is to start by doing your personal profile analysis. So we talked later before that that is important to know your strengths, which strengths are, which is my weaknesses. And it's also important to understand the opportunities that around your country or around your city. This is time to study these opportunities. Sometimes depends on where you are. So sometimes I realize about the opportunities when you decided to go abroad, and you see that there are more opportunities other countries or wherever, or maybe in your country there are some opportunities than in other countries there aren't. So depend on the industry, depends here. Remember that in Alicante, that is what is very focused on tourism. They are very important services. What is the current state of the economy, the technology, the different issues that show us that to get an opportunity. And the opportunity comes from different states. One of them maybe is talk about economy or talk about industry. We might say that in the Alicante, for instance, there are a potential very big super industry about tourism, and tourism involves 80% of the economy here in Alicante. We talk Benidorm. I don't know you are familiar with Benidorm. Benidorm is a potential very big area of tourism, and here in Alicante is 80% has to do with services, 20% more in other sector. The sector of services, that is tertiary sector. However, the first sector and the second sector, that's first sector as farm or industry, and second sector in most manufacturing process, maybe would be it achieve like 20%. So it depends on the country, depends on the city, the things change in another way or other. So think about these opportunities that you see to get your job. So what is something that might be familiar for me. In order to help you, I show you these opportunities here. Okay, the opportunity shows, for instance, that increased demand for high quality contents, more demand for online marketing skills, or business are more experts in social media. There are opportunities that you might face. It's true that you need to make opportunities. Some you haven't yet profound search of opportunities. Maybe your SWOT analysis a little bit not as good as it might be. However, we are going to make a project. We are going to start by doing a draw. A draw is mean something that you can get better in the future. But for me, what is my tool for today is to understand how to make your own personal analysis. And finally, we talk about threats. What about your threats or external factor? Well, threats is the opposite of opportunities. Threats involves something that can hurt you. It's about competition, for instance, could be a threat. Something that has to do as a danger to my goal. The environment of my industry, this is very contracting or changing durations, the way that I am, and they need to change it. So you might find opportunities or you might find strengths. So it depends on the grade that you are studying now would be different for one people or from others. So is clear? Is that clear? That point is you understand? So would you just so the first option for today is working in these red questions, right? So try to make something about this diagram, okay? Try to find your strengths, try to find your weaknesses, try to find opportunities that you feel that they are around you, and try to find your threats, right? This is the first approach for today, right? This is what the first task, okay? Trying to strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and threats. And then there are a second part. It seems to me that is not very complicated. Students might say, well, strengths, I can talk strengths, and they can talk, well, can talk whatever strengths it is. They can talk about strengths about, well, depends on the grade, depends on what you feel. Sometimes you feel an strength because your subject that you studied, you excel this grade. And some people said that the grades, because of the grade, you feel that you can have very familiar with this strength. Okay, so that's the idea. Is that clear? The way you need to work for today. So what you have to do now is 2 minutes or 3 or 4, 5 minutes. You might work in groups and trying to ask this question and share this information with your own mates, and sharing the information about what are your strengths, what are your opportunities, what are your weaknesses, and what are your opportunities as well. So my point for today is to try to do by yourself, and then I give you time for sharing these informations with other group, because we need to do another exercise apart from that this is the final exercise to carry out, that is linked, has to do with what is called our strategies. Well, you said, well, if I start to make my personal analysis in terms of strengths, my weaknesses, you need to comment 1, 2, 3 strengths, 1, 2, 3 threats, 1, 2, 3 opportunities, and 1, 2, 3 what is called I said strengths and weaknesses. So 3 of them, 3 opportunities and 3 threats. For me, 3 or 4 base would be enough. However, in terms of personal assessment, it doesn't make sense. So it's nothing. You say, well, what's the goal for achieving it? What's the goal? I put my strengths, I put my weaknesses, I put my threats, I put my opportunities in my country in order to know it. But what is my idea about it? The idea is to carry out the strategies, personal strategies, and you need to link this what is strengths and opportunities to run this sort of strategies. And this is what is called the toes analysis, but in terms of personal. In terms of personal, we might say that there are some of them that is called maximizing strategies. So maximizing strategies is about to link what is called strengths and what is called an opportunity. So I'm going to show you a scope in order to understand it, all right? So is that clear, the first part of the exercise, that you need to, by doing you yourself, what strengths are, what is my weaknesses, what is my threats, and what is my opportunities are? So 3 ideas about it. And then you need to start by doing your strategy. Your strategies, personal strategies, has to do to link different points, strengths and opportunities, and to minimize the threats and weaknesses, to maximize, strategies to strengths, to opportunities, your strengths to minimize the threats, and diminish strategies to diminish the weakness and opportunity. This second part might be very confusing for students. Say, well, I can't help you, I don't understand very well it. Well, I'm going to show you an example in order to be understandable, all right? And my example for today is someone that is very proficient in a foreign language. This is your strength, okay? And you found an opportunities that there is a good job overseas, and you can able to match them and state a strategy. I'm going to repeat it. So in order to take advantage for it, in terms of personal assessment, you say, what are my strengths? Is there an opportunity around my environment that I can take advantage of it? And if they are, how I need to maximize it? In different strategies, this sort of strategies they are using SWOT tools analysis. What we wanted to get is to try to show you your strengths and to link to your opportunities. If you link too much opportunities and too much strengths, you can get a nuclear bomb, all right? And I said a nuclear bomb is, well, it's not my choice to remember the war in Ukrainian. It's not my point. But it's to match something spectacular, something excellent, something outstanding. And the point is that if you link your strengths and the opportunities that you can show in the market, you can take an strategy. And this is the strategy I put in blue. And I link to as an example, and a strength for a student. A student that is very good in English, they have a good proficiency level in English, or it seems to me that she or he has. And they realize that the jobs are better overseas and rather than the country. Okay, we are not into particulars any country, any city, it's not my choice. However, this student decided to link 2 of them. Decided to link your strengths and opportunities and create and to run an strategy. This strategy is maximize strategy. It's called maximize strategy because it's one of them, all right? And they say, well, if an opportunity go better jobs overseas, and I can link to my strengths that I'm very good in English, I can run, I can state an strategy. And a strategy is going abroad for looking to a new job. Why I'm making that? Why I'm making going abroad? I can go abroad because I'm very good in English, and it allows me to know the language. I'm maybe going abroad for living, for staying in that country, and looking to a new job, looking for a new job, because I can't have a good level of English. So let me remind you this strategy in terms of maximizing this idea in terms of personal assessment. So what I want you to do now is to first try to think about your strengths. Think about your weaknesses. I'll give you time, maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes to create. And starting by doing, for instance, one strategy. One strategy. It's only one or two strategies in order to do that. I'm going to show you another example about this exercise in order to maximize the strategy according to the example that you have here, okay? And we talk about strengths and we talk about opportunities. And we look at the example that you can see in that diagram, that matrix. Blogging. This is one of the strengths. It's supposed to be that is a blogging strength of someone that can go very well about blogging, social media, they can communicate very well, they can do fantastic pictures about blogging, they can take a lot of followers because every time they start blogging, people attach a lot of people. So very good at blogging, something I have no idea you are very good at blogging or not. Maybe people are very well in blogging. It's not the first time that they decided to blog, but some people said that when it comes blogging, people feel that very good. It involves, for instance, as I said before, the followers counts, the people put the comments, the people are very stick to this blog. Followers start to get a great ratio of people, and because of this, the people, the great companies pay for you because a lot of followers are in your blog, for instance. So there are people like this. There are people that have these abilities or capabilities. You ask myself, well, I don't consider myself some blogging because for me, blog, well, maybe I can do it, but you compare to someone that is very marketing, maybe it's a little gap. Maybe because they study, they know more photos, they know to put more the colors or whatever it is. Why not? And this is a strength. When you just make your strength, you need to put numbers. To name them involves to say S1, S2, S3, S4, the same with weaknesses. Here are opportunities and weaknesses, lack of course, knowledge, lack of conversion optimization. There are specific programs or maybe more related to marketing, lack of initiative in learning new software. So they are the same, W1, W2, W3, they are the weaknesses. Let's start by putting another example about the opportunities. Opportunities saying something that is our external. Okay, we can control. These issues are not under control. And you say are not under control. You say, well, the market is the market, and the market say that demand more online marketing skill. Indeed, it's true. Sometimes we might say that the market is more related to social media for online marketing skills, or they are mandatory for students to know about something about media or control something about the social media. Well, depends on the job, depends on what you want to target. So there are different choices. Increase demands for high quality content. So they say that the companies demand online marketing skills. It's true. You go to now, and the people, are you very familiar with social media? Are you very familiar with contents in order to respond or whatever? Well, there are opportunities. Opportunities as well is sought by state by business needing more expert in SEO or social media. Have no idea about search engine optimization. Maybe it's some experts in media. We might say search engine optimization, where I think so is more related to finding data. Okay, this is an example for marketing, finding data in the markets, finding data, but there are no longer people that are very familiar with these activities. and the people need to run courses, specific courses for getting these capabilities. All right. And the same with threats. Threats, high number of marketing professionals, competitive. So even though they are a market, well, every time competitive is very fierce. Competition is very fierce. So very strong competitions, and well, the number of people grow, and involves that competitors are in the same industry. And also we might state that the technology is changing. It's becoming more valuable. Okay, we show that the technologies are changing a lot. We see that technologies are becoming crucial for us. However, you need to keep up. You need to keep up with knowledge, new apps, new way to go to the people through different tools or whatever model or specific tools in marketing to go to your market, so the client, for instance, we to talk about it. So the idea is that you need to catch up. This is the verb, to catch up. Ponerse al día, catch up, is the term to catch up for Spanish people, to catch up with the technology. Or keep up studying new concepts in terms of threat. Well, if it's clear, let me show you one other strategy. The strategy for today is linking. I'm going to link one of these strengths with other opportunities. And the one is the C3. The C3 is here, blogging. Very good problem. Very familiar with blogging. Just in case, not me, but someone that thinks like that. And other issues is the opportunity to demand of high quality blogging. Okay. Well, the demand offer, the supply and demand is the idea. Supply and demand. Supply, oferta, demanda, market, high quality contents. And that's the idea. The demand is over high quality contents. So what I might do in terms of create an strategy, to define a strategy, my plan for this strategy will be blogging high quality contents. Okay, blogging high quality content. Sorry for my mobile phones. I often, because I apologize for. So blogging for high quality contents, it involves like to make blogs with high quality content. The demand saying that the opportunities, the companies demand high quality contents. I'm very good in blogging, so I'm going to make bloggings about high quality contents because it's something that the companies are demanding. Do you understand the idea in terms of how to maximize these strategies? Questions so far? Okay.
No question.
You understand the view? Do you understand what you wanted to work about today? So today, for this exercise, what I want you to do is, you can work in groups if you want it. Tamer, what you said, works in groups. Tamer, are you there?
Yes, I am here. As you like, we are almost 10. So we can split into groups like 5-5.
Yeah, can join together to work in. I want you to join yourself. I want you to stay in a room.
Maybe we can work. Yeah, maybe we can work as one group.
Yeah, and one group.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it's perfect. One group, and try to think about for today, to accomplish this task for today, is to think about your strengths, think about some weaknesses, think about your opportunities you find and your threats. This is the first one.
Yep.
You can use room for today, the chat. So the chat, when you just I give you time to think about it. Think about 1, 2, 3 questions. I think it's good, fantastic for us, because this class will be recorded. And also there are great group of students that wanted to show you those examples. So it's good for us for today to impress your mates with fantastic, with fabulous, with excellent ideas in terms of personal assessment. Okay, so because your mates, some of your mates are going to record this exercise, and they want you to know how you deal with these examples, apart from the examples that I just said about how to make your personal assessment. So give you time. I think, as Tamer said, in only one group, we might together, you might use your chat to use one of the personal assessment, for instance. So I'll give you time to first, these exercises is divided into parts. Think about personal strengths. What are your weaknesses? Weaknesses, remember that is very vital for you in terms of an interview. And you will be asked about what are your weaknesses. Indeed, in an interview, it's very common to say, what are your weaknesses? And you say, oh my God, I haven't gotten any weaknesses because I wanted to get the job. And if I say that I have no interviews, no weaknesses, okay, would be fantastic. And the interviewer say, oh wow, this candidate is fantastic, no interviews. So forget it about it. So you need to be honest by someone when you say weaknesses, but everybody have weaknesses. However, but this is very inside. We don't tend to show our weaknesses. The point based on weaknesses is something, for me, weaknesses is not, well, I'm very focused on perfectionist. Okay, sometimes people say perfectionist. Perfection is something good, and people, when they say perfectionist, very positive. Well, imagine someone as me, or for instance, when I had to do 50 interviews with people, listen to every people. What are your weaknesses? Perfectionist. What are your weaknesses? Perfectionist. What are your weaknesses? Perfectionist. What are your... So change the mind. It's true that media shows some advice or stuff like that, but it's better. When you say weaknesses, and someone asks you weaknesses, it's better to say something that you can't are in your mind, however, you can handle with it. Imagine someone that's very timid, or is very quiet, or is very don't want to communicate. How do you cope with it? Okay, what did you do? What did you did it for cope it? No. So this is very important. When I was a very student, I was very timid. Also, I don't like to the professor ask me questions and try to hide myself. And you say, well, this is communicator. My communicating class was very limited. Okay, this is weaknesses that I want to say when I was a kid or a teenager. And then I overcome this ability. So this is the process. How I overcome this ability? I'm going to show you an example. It was a professor, associate lecturer, that get confident in myself. Sometimes you have a role, some you have an entrepreneur, something you have a model of professor or lecturer that gives enough confidence for telling you, okay, I feel that it's because my glasses, I tend to use the glasses of being no good communicator. I decided to take off my glasses, put a glasses of being communicator or communicate with self, and then started to do that. So if I did it in the past, you can do it. So this is the idea, to understand that in terms of weaknesses, everything you can overcome. Everything is possible to change your mind, to change the idea, to transform in other. So is that clear to understand it? So give you time to think about it, and I would like you to share this information as I said, as I do by myself, for instance, to share the idea. So the idea is you feel more in English. People are very, well, I don't know what to do in English and I make mistakes or whatever. You can do it in Spanish as well. If you do in Spanish, so welcome. So because sometimes I realize that this is the first step to put something in English and you can get mistakes, or people, you can say, you might say that, well, my English is not quite good. I put it, maybe I forget the word or whatever it is. I don't know how to construct this statement in English, or I have no idea about it. Well, I have the choice now for the people that are here, that most of you, the vast majority of people are Spanish, others are not, or Erasmus as well, but the opportunity to say both. The people that wanted to say state in Spanish, they can say, well, in Spanish, this is my strength. The people that wanted to communicate better in English, you say, this is my strength in English. So you have the choice now to use the chat. Every time that we connect in this workshop, you have the opportunity to express yourself in Spanish or in English. What I'm going to do now is when I read some Spanish content, I translate in English for the rest of people. But I think so.
Also, I can do for Arabic if some of Arabic colleagues would like to report in Arabic, and I can translate it to English.
Oh, perfect. Tamer is Arabic, so this is fantastic for the people from Arabic people. You wanted to translate, so I need to support of Tamer. So give you time. I expect so to give you 5 minutes to work. You can start by telling the strengths and the weaknesses, or talking about some opportunity that you find in the market, or some threats that you find in the market as well. Depends on the market, what you think, and we might discuss here. Okay, I expect some of you might impress us in terms of this exercise. It's clear, the exercise that you need to do. Well, I expect so the people can understand the exercise. The idea is to give you time if and some help you to make your personal assessment. Okay, your own personal assessment. Okay, know that some of you have very profile in this in the strengths and weaknesses and opportunities and threats, and try to get advantage of it. So give you 2 minutes. I expect your answers, and then, well, we explain the results of this exercise. So give you time to work. The question so far, the people, I think, understood very well the exercise. Lucia, Reza, Julika, Valeria, Nicoleta, Christian. Okay. Do you understand the exercise?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, you understand. So I think because I didn't hear anything, I saw that maybe they are very timid, very quiet for understand. So give you time, 3 or 4 minutes, for 5 minutes for thinking about it, the idea. And I want you to share your opinions about what your strengths are. You don't want to, some people want to spread yourself. When say people are very timid or very timid, I want you to be, well, this is something about me, and I want you know it, to share with my mates, because they might think that like this, I'm very timid, I'm very introverted person, I wanted to share these things. I do believe that these share are more personal rather than sharing in the media or wherever. They're going to be recorded and wanted to share with it. Well, forget it about it, because it's not more than an exercise. You wanted to share, you say, well, my point, my aim for today is that you understand very well. My goal as a lecturer for today is you can understand how to make a personal assessment. And if I needed to use this in future, you say, oh my God, I remember a professor lecturer a long time ago, Tamer and Antonio explained me about the idea, whatever it is, and that's I can understand very well. Okay. So Tamer said, strengths, work under stress, can convert ideas to a sketch and drawing, have a long-term vision. Okay. So this is the work under stress. Okay. For instance, I can talk about my strengths. I think so. My strengths, or in terms of skills, in terms of yeah, I'm going to talk about my strengths. Well, my strengths, being patient could be one of them. It's a strength. Also, communicator. They say someone said, Hanan said, I'm going to copy resilience. Resilience, good question to resilience. Well, what's that to I would take the converting ideas, which is for me, it's converting ideas. Try to from I would say more. I'm going to share some of my strengths. Being patient for me is important in terms of students to whatever. Also, my consultant for people, communicator. You need to communicate. Resilience to see the board, and also I copy the idea of converting ideas. Converting ideas, as a teacher, you need to, as a lecturer for us, are very important, because remember that sometimes, I don't know, you face with important professors, with important lecturers that are very intelligent, so very research, but when you, in terms of conduct an idea, the students can't understand what they wanted to do now. And sometimes they desperate. They say, you have no idea, so you are, well, move away. Well, this is what I'm going to repeat twice time, no? The idea of being patient, the idea of resilience to see this approach for students, and we need to reconvert the idea, converting ideas in other things. So it's very, very, very crucial for us, all right? Well, we have a response about me, myself. I have other strengths. Maybe you can't, Hannah said, innovative mindset, agility, resilience, multitasking, right? So very good of Hannah that talk about strengths about multitasking. Multitasking is very important to do a lot of activities at the same time. To do these activities, tasks, in order to know activity, resilience, innovative. They are mindset that are very creative things. Okay. Thomas say work under stress, can convert ideas, have a long-term vision to see a project, to see a plan. So could be ideas. So in order to know, let me show you some the opportunities. Have you find opportunities to know apart from threats, technology updates? Well said for us, technology updates, timeless technology. Well, every time studying in technology to know which involves or wherever it is. So that sounds fantastic. And talk about
Threats.
sorry, threats.
Mm.
I was confused. It makes me wrong. Threats. Threats. We talk technology updates. Okay, this is good. So we need technology. They say, wait, I need to focus more on technology or time less because this is good for us. Remember that he said Eureka says strengths, analytical, logical thinking, effective communication, presentation skill, teamwork, working, a challenging environment, and perseverance of Eureka. Perfect. So a very, very, very good communicator. I wish I had a lot of skills like as you. Okay, would sit down through so logical, effective, or teamwork. Because teamwork is very difficult. Well, it
Mm.
was, as I said, people say, I like team working, but team working is stay with people that are around you and have different minds, different way of perspective. As to any lecture is difficult not to discuss everything. Also, my wife, when they say the teamwork, they say, oh my God, I can't cope with these people because every time is very pessimistic, it's very thinking bad times. I can't, very, very stressful, get anxiety and transmitted, conducted this anxiety to me, or desesperated. So team working is very difficult. Okay. Very good, Hanan. Threats, uncertainty. Uncertainty about, I would say uncertainty in future. I understand. Threats about what's happening to us in terms of uncertainty. Uncertainty maybe could be more, exactly, it's a threat. It's a threat.
Mm.
It's a threat. What's
Mm.
happening, what is the environment involves us. Environment changes very rapidly, and we have no idea what comes in 2 months ago, 3 months ago. So the uncertainty, but uncertainty is something that not very dangerous for us. It's something that you need to cope with it, with uncertainty, because uncertainty is life. Uncertainty is now no one is a certainty.
Mm.
No one. I wish everything will be uncertainty, but this is something that has to over our mind. Okay, but very good, Hanan, very good, Julika, very good, Wal, very good, Tamer, very good, baby people, in terms of it. But why don't you say something about opportunities? You find any opportunity, and we can make any strategy for today in order to impress the rest of the students
Mm.
how to handle a good maximize strategy. So, for instance, we can talk of opportunities in the market, talking about looking at one opportunity in the market. I will talk about tourism because some of my students, Valeria, for instance, that's one of my students. Since I was said she's studying tourism grade, uh, and also there are other students that is familiar to me in tourism. Well, why talk about opportunities? An opportunity is we talk Alicante. We talk about the big expansion of this tourism market. uh, Big expansion tourism market in terms of the big opportunities as services of this area that in Benidorm, for instance, we know this familiar for you, for the people that is not familiar, but it's in Alicante. It's a very tourism area where very skyscrapers, very big cities, very big corporations, and tourism is bigger and is demanding. Indeed, it's true that this is as opportunities, is I wanted to share you with other opportunities. Also in the media announced that they are not in the market, we are not qualified people in terms of this sector. To write it down as opportunities.
Hanan and Wael wrote something.
Hannah, opportunity networkings.
Partnership and talking initiative.
Exactly, and taking initiatives. Okay, well, this is my view in terms of the okay. Well, let's have a look. And this for today, let's what the point of everybody for today that in the class is helping the students for making their own personal assessment. And this is our goal for today. Very good for everybody that have participated very well. But by showing that you send that this is recorded and you participate today in this class for today, because the names of you are recorded in this class. So for me, it's fantastic. And not only for your task, but also your creativity for doing this exercise. Okay, so let's remind you sign some of the comments, some of the remind you sign of the finalists. Say Hannah. Hannah said threats uncertainty. Well said. Technologies update faster than time to detect or learn what is new. It's very important to say the technology is very faster, and you need to need time. When you decided to study something, they change. So it's a nightmare, no? when it comes to studying somewhere. But it seems to me that when you started studying now, for us, is being older is something in the past, and what happened with it. Opportunity, very good, Hanan. Networking, a partnership, and taking initiative. So in terms of opportunities, networking, it seems to me that networking, partnership, taking initiatives for someone is very important in terms of the market. Remember, the opportunities was the demands of the companies, all right? This is what the company is demanding. And it's true that with networking are very crucial, or taking initiatives, big, as said, big expansion of tourist market is an opportunity that you realize that is in the country. People, Eureka said, people analytics, human resource analytics is high demand. I told you that is to talk about, it seems to me that you are talking about some opportunity that in terms of the requirements of the companies, the people analytics in human resource, you found that this character is true, is high demands, others. They are not qualified people in terms is myself. It says a conflict in the Arctic in terms of in the Arctic. I means conflict in Arctic is a threat.
No, it's opportunity.
Opportunity.
Yeah, because I came just from a conference yesterday, and it's the Arctic Circle conference, and you can see a lot of conflict there between different partners as a countries due to Russia invasion of Ukraine and other things that is going on in Arctic. And this will give in the near future some opportunity in terms of research. So most probably during the coming 2-3 years, there will be a lot of calls to put a lot of money to do research in Arctic from different nations.
Exactly. Yeah, Tamer, because it's something related to the research that is creating, is searching Researching is, for me, Tamil say, for me, it's an advantage. The more conflict there are in ART, the more funds will come there in order
Yes.
to solve the problems. And we take advantage, our researchers that are trying to fund resources. The money will come from different countries to support the idea. And as a research, we might take advantage in this
Yes.
area. Okay.
Yes.
Well, teamwork and sharing idea. And personally look for jobs in human resources. Perfect. And finally, for today, let me remind you something important. So, what is your strategy? Because to some extent, someone have shared it, but what is your strategy, your final strategy? So you need to link your opportunity and your strengths. Do you think that this is a good strength? And what is your opportunity? Okay, so you need to link both of them and state a strategy. Some of you, for instance, state your strategies. What you have to do now is to maximize. Maximize is one of the strategies that we need to finish for today. Maximize your strategy. This is one of this is important, or maximize your strategy is link it or match it by matching strengths and opportunities. Okay.
Maybe someone can give an example if
I hear. So the point is, well, look at your strengths. I'm going to look for my strengths. I look for and say that is maybe in terms of the opportunities in the market, maybe I can get a strategy or not. But I say, for instance, that one opportunity is, for instance, they are not qualified people in terms of this sector. All right, in terms of tourism, there are no people. There are no people in the sector. I put an opportunity, for instance, in my area, in the market that I live in Alicante. There are not qualified people in terms of this sector. We may say we have a lack of resources in terms of people that wanted to go to restaurants, go to hotel, because no qualified people are there. You can create a strategy for you in terms to link these people, their strengths to make your own strategy to link it. So it could be a good idea. So we must say if we find that there are opportunity in the sector, there are no qualified people in terms of sector. However, I have a good strengths. For instance, I'm very determined person. I'm putting the example, no? I'm very determined person. I'm very resilient as well. Resilience, determined. If I'm very determined person, I'm very resilient person, I must say, well, why not make a course? Why not make a training a great in tourism, or trying to make a professional course in terms of idea if I wanted to find a job in this tourism sector? Imagine yourself that now I'm changing my mind. I decided to, I have not economic issues. I have nothing about studies. Antonio is finished the college and then decided not to study. Okay, but however, I very learned. I went to a course. I studied. I very well to do what is personal analysis. I know that I define the opportunities in the sector. I saw that there are no qualified people for tourism. However, I'm very determined person. Can I create a maximized strategy? Absolutely, yes. And the strategy involves, for instance, my own strategies, because I'm very resilient, I'm very determined, involves that I can carry out a course, for instance, carry out a course of tourism to get a certification. So this is my maximized strategy. This is a strategy, and a strategy is what involves. And a strategy is something that you wanted to do, something that you do in future in order to know yourself. You say, well, I'm going to do, this is a maximized strategy. It's a maximized strategy of Antonio. Okay? That's a example of me. It's a maximize strategy of Antonio. It's I said, I link my strengths and I link the opportunities. What is my strength? Well, strengths, as I said before, is very determined persons, a determining person. For instance, determined persons or resilience, determined persons. So determined persons involves, for instance, very confident, very resilient, very don't mind to overcome the threats, and I decided to carry out something. If I wouldn't have been a determined person or resilient person, maybe I decide to abandon. I decide to leave. Oh no, I'm not going to study now. To study course of tourism, oh, it's not possible. I'm not going to do that because I'm very resilient. For instance, I can overtake the obstacles. I can overtake the whatever it is. I can do this maximize activity. Okay, is that clear? The idea?
Anton, I would like to reflect on something here on what you are presenting today. Now, each one of us can stay over the night today until tomorrow, and we can think in a deeper. Of course, 10 minutes that we have for this exercise is not enough, but maybe we can think a bit deeper in order to find the strengths of each one of us, the opportunity, the weakness, and maybe we can like add a bigger step for our life. For example, I can see Wael are interested in his comments in IT. Like most of his comment is related to IT. His strength is in
The
IT.
threats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe he start to find like an opportunity in society. How to use this strengths. Not to hire himself in a company, but maybe to find an idea, like innovative idea to create his company by himself.
Yeah, what I understood is you said that the mass majority of students have found that the threat is we are related to technology, to the
Yes.
updates of the technology.
Yes.
They have a lack of you review these comments of the people. Well, in terms of threat, we might say that the technologies update are very faster. And the other people said the threat, the uncertainty in terms of technology or something that the environment changed very rapidly.
Yep.
It was dynamic environment. We might say that this is dynamic. It's not very static environment. Despite instead of it is we say it is dynamic. And we might get to see our strengths or opportunities to deal with it. So we understand is the point of view of Tamer is, well, it seems to be that that opportunities are very well because are very, but what happened with threats?
Yes.
Okay?
So
And how to deal.
I think the best thing of today is that you give a tool for us in order to analyze ourselves and try to analyze the society, the opportunities and the threats from society against us. And based on these two things, like what is my strength, what is my weakness, this is something from inside, and what's the opportunity and the threats from society. And then if we start to look at these two values, the inside values, the strengths and the weakness, and the things that is coming from society, we can come with an innovative idea that fit ourselves.
In terms of values.
In terms of values, in future in general. So for example, now the course is mainly about how we can increase our chance to be hired, right?
Yeah, that's.
But now here you can see like opportunities from society. This opportunity from society, maybe there is a company somewhere that is working on these opportunities. And now you try to fit yourself within the company in order to be hired by the company to help them to work with these opportunities or with these threats, right?
Well, the idea sounds very good.
Yeah, but at the same time, maybe there is some opportunities, there is no companies to work on it, or some threats in the future that there is no one work on it.
Yes.
You got my point?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, I
this is
understand.
the innovative part. This is the innovation. The innovation is no one is trying to solve this problem with this way, but I have the skills that I can do it.
Yeah. So
I just think loudly with you, like how the students can maximize their benefit from the exercise of today, like
yeah.
to see themselves from inside, but at the same time, they analyze the society around them to find different opportunities, different weakness in the society.
Yeah, I like this idea. Why not? Why to decide to analyze your opportunities in the society to get opportunity for being hired and to know this about a person apart from your internal to see in the environment which opportunities have you found in the area that you live or the area that you need to focus on it to find these opportunities to see, and then tomorrow we can share this comment with the people. And about it, also we talk about threats. Tamer said about threats. And what about threats? So you can discover threats on everything. Can you find any opportunity to minimize your threats? Or can you find any strengths to minimize your threats? Or how to deal with these threats that the media, the society are showing, for instance, the technology, no? How do you do that? This is important, which I said, but here I wanted to share for finish for today.
Mm-hmm.
This is good to link to this, to go to this slide, because here we might have, for instance, overcoming what they say. We talk about internal weaknesses and minimizing external threats would be good. Okay. So which of internal strengths, for instance, like this one, internal strengths to avoid or minimize the impact of external threats. Okay, that's good. Another strategy. We go on it. Use explain to talk about strengths and opportunities. Here is explaining as well. Here, how can you use your strength to take advantage of that? This is the strategy that we work today. However, as Tamer said, there are other strategies that you can take advantage. And one of them, for instance, is how can you take advantage of your strength to avoid real and potential threats? So this is very vital questions. Is very crucial questions to think about. How can I take advantage of my strengths to avoid these potential threats? So in this way, for instance, you start, or how can you minimize your weaknesses and avoid threats? So they are more sophisticated questions that give you more potential. I like the way you can use the strengths and threats. How could you take advantage of your strengths to avoid real potential? So the idea for today, tomorrow, is to think about it. Think about it. Potential threats that I found in the environment, and with my strengths, maybe I find some ideas to overcome the potential threats. What do you think? It's fantastic idea. I like very much the idea, because we are talking about threats on the environment, threats, not the easy. The easy is to find opportunities and something like that. No. We are going to focus on the threats. Threats now, threats on the environment. And now is by my strengths, how I feed myself, my strengths, how can I take advantage about it? Okay, how can I cope with this? Use my strengths to get to overcome the threats. Okay, so for me, the question that Tamer said for me is fantastic, because it's a little bit more step. It's a step more difficult, maybe a little bit better, but more expanding, more sophisticated, in order to get the maximum of our ideas. So there are threads, and myself, I think how I get these threads for the market.
Yes.
So something. So see you for me for today is perfect. The rest of the people, because it's recording, know that the exercise that we wanted to do, to try to do this exercise, you have the choice to send these exercises by email. You wanted to send by email, to send the exercises. For instance, this is my, I want you to know by email. I want you to share my email. This is my email. So when you just record this, see the topic for today, all we have to, the exercise that just been done, this time to send me by internet, by email, and I give you the feedback, okay? See you tomorrow, for instance, to change our time. We will start at 9 o'clock to 12. So we will continue by explaining another fantasy, apart to solve these questions about this idea, to start by explaining the curriculum vitae direction. So thank you very much. You don't have any questions, any queries to do. So see you tomorrow.
Yep. Thanks, Anton. I would like to thank all of you again. I will send you an email in an hour with the record, with the link again of the exercise, with the email of Anton. And just to remind you, when you are access the questions or the exercises, it's a predicted password or predicted page. So you need to enter the password, which I will send it as well in the email. So, and then you will find there all the material of today.
Thank you very much, Samuel, for supervise the technology area. So that's all for today. Thank you very much. As I said, Tamer, thank you very much for everybody that shared your ideas. I like your ideas. I'm very proud of, glad for me that you share your ideas about your strengths, take advantage of it, and see you tomorrow with more interesting topics to help you or the maximizing your choice for being hired. Okay.
Yep.
Questions so far? No questions?
Yes, I have a question. For Anton, please, it's out the subject. For me, I have tomorrow classes in the morning in university, and what I will do
is what Tamer, the coordinator, said. This is according. It's, the possibility to do the courses by yourself is done. The idea is the same. You have classes, you want to skip classes. So you have a choice, and the choice is to Tamer. Well, the classes will be recorded, and all the exercises will be carried out in these recorded classes. So you need to, in 2 hours after the final classes, that will be at 12 o'clock.
Okay.
Summer we start classes with me. I understood, I don't know, with tourism and in our. But apart from that, we remember that you need to, when you can attend the classes, because it's something that you need to do. It's the same time you have to other issues, that university issues that you need to attend. Doesn't matter. The classes will be recorded, and you can access to these classes to see the material, to see my explanation, to see my comments, and to see the exercise that you need to do. What you have to do when you just done, so you need to know which sort of exercises are explained in the explanations, and you might send me by email. In that case, email. You need to take account my email, that is a.anton.your.s, and this is my email. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So we are very flexible, Salma. We are very flexible. We record the session. the session is uploaded just 1 hour after we finish, and then students can just come, watch the session, solve the homework, and send the homework to Anton, and
Yes.
that's all. So, and we have follow-up. So if any one of you who is not here, but they watch the video later tonight, and they have any question, they can come tomorrow during the lecture and ask the question. If the people here, they have some thoughts over the night, they can come tomorrow and they start to ask. So
Okay.
yep.
Thank you.
So further questions is okay. Well, for me, I'm going to finish for today. Thank you very much for everybody. I'm going to disconnect my camera as well. So see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, Samer, for your supervisors in
Thanks,
terms of
Anton.
I appreciate it a lot because it's important to have supervisors today in technology in terms of rooms or whatever.
No problem at all.
Thank you very much. And also, I wanted to thank you for everybody to attend the classes for today, and see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Okay.
See you.
Thank you very much.